me actually
Hold on.
link you my Patreon because I had another Patreon link set up. I had to set up a whole nother Patreon sort of stuff. So let me send you that through whatever because
Okay, because we're live now. So,
okay.
all right. So shut the hell up for a sec.
Okay.
All right. Welcome everybody to another edition of Deconversion Stories. I am your host, Mr. Neil, the 604 Atheist, and today I'm chatting with my very good friend Pikachu, the gay atheist, who I still think should just change it to the gay theist.
No, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Anyway, you know what I do here, Pikachu, man. We talk about why people left their beliefs behind, and you came out of Catholicism. So take us back on that journey to, go back a little ways to the first kind of times that you realized that this stuff is kind of bullshit or whatever the case may be, and how that led you into becoming the atheist activist that you are today, because you're very much an
Well,
activist.
the way things started out, see, I started out as a Catholic, and my story, oh gosh. I would start back in 2014, and what happened was I went through and had some really big problems with mental health. And I didn't go through it the same way that most atheists go through it. Um, Basically, what happened was I had a mental breakdown, and it was because of some issues with, whatever. But the thing was, is that I went through this kind of radicalization, with whatever, and religion kind of played a part in that. And I felt that as I left, I guess you could say, as 2015 went by, I was, how should I say, questioning sort of things that were happening. But I was hospitalized in 2014 for 2 weeks in the mental ward because like I said, I had a mental sort of whatever, and
Breakdown.
yeah, and it got really bad. It got to the point where I was wanting to get in a plane and leave the country, all this sort of stuff. It was bad, and the way that it started was that, you see, I would get into like technology and stuff like that, but the way it would start was that I was into religion, you know, for a long time. And what
Let me ask
happened
you something real
was,
quick, dude. Let me ask you
uh,
something real quick before you carry on. When you were into religion, were you fairly fundamental about it?
before all the technological stuff, I was kind of like iffy, somewhat into it and somewhat not. And then
Okay.
after all this sort of stuff came about, the radicalization sort of stuff happening, then it went downhill.
Down. Right. Sure.
And the thing was, over the period of time, my whole view of things just kind of changed.
Okay.
Politics sort of changed. Uh, Religion, all that's everything just changed. Beforehand, I was almost like not really politically involved, and then afterwards, I became like an anarchist, and then for not necessarily the right reasons, and then over time, I started to um, question and started to question all the hierarchies, the authorities, whatever sort of stuff,
Sure.
and then question some of the conspiracies that were not, obviously happening. And then this led me to think of the one thing that, the one big conspiracy with religion. And the way that that started was that, you see, YouTube played a big part in this. The first time is that YouTube kind of started the radicalization, but YouTube also helped in taking away that radicalization. And what I mean by that is that YouTube basically was what got me into critical thinking, et cetera, all that sort of stuff.
What kind of channels were you watching that pulled you into that?
At first, that pulled me in.
That started to make you think differently and on the route to becoming atheist.
First off, I want to start and say that at first it was like kind of a gradual pull, I want to say, over the course of maybe a year or so. But sure. I was like getting into, a lot of lefty sort of stuff, but it started questioning the hierarchy of the, first it would be the state, then it would be whatever. And it was channels like, I don't want to say every single one of the channels because not every single one of the channels do I agree with. At that time, I don't want to name the ones because some of them aren't, I just don't agree with the names, don't agree with them. But
I think I can guess.
Yeah, I think well, actually I'll say that one of them, at the time I was kind of drifting between either anarcho-communist and anarcho, capitalist at the time. And
what the hell is that?
it's stateless capitalism versus stateless communism. And the thing is that I was like more on the side of stateless communism that was on, stateless capitalism. But
good thing you're wearing red.
I did become familiar with Molyneux and the rest of those people.
Oh, good Lord,
but I got away from all that. And the thing was, I started looking into, it was Libertarian Socialist Rants was one channel that I remember seeing. And then I went into getting into like this atheist sort of stuff. And I remember seeing, I think it was actually the first off channel, I think was Armored Skeptic.
Okay.
And I remember this brought in the light of showing how terrible Christians are. Because, I mean, it just showed how seeing how ridiculous they are. And showing, the Joshua Feuerstein videos. And, the holiday cup sort of thing, and how was it Starbucks wasn't putting on, the Christian imagery on the holiday cups and so forth. And that, and then, of course, the evolution sort of stuff, and how, creationists were, going around the museum saying there was this, it was this creationist whatever lady that was going around the museum in Chicago saying about how, everything in the museum was just whatever false, whatever fucking shit it was. But
a bunch of lies, she put it. Yeah.
And it just made everything funny. But it made the questioning that started happening when I was anarchist push over towards things like, things that were much more grounded and things that were like, whatever. And then I started thinking, well, what if this whole sort of thing, the whole thing with, the conspiracy theories, the other sort of stuff, all that sort of thing was all connected to, whatever. And this is when I went and I found the Dr. Marlene Winnell, and then I found out that, the Book of Revelations and the history behind the Book of Revelations.
It was one considered blasphemy.
Oh, yeah. Strongly connected to conspiracy theories. And the Book of Daniel, strongly connected to conspiracy theories. And a whole bunch of this stuff that it was all strongly connected to conspiracy theories. And then you can sit back and you can say, you can look at people like Alex Jones, and you realize that a lot of the shit that he says, guess what? That shit was in the Bible, you know?
Well,
So,
sure.
and it's the same thing with a lot of other conspiracy theory people, and you wonder why so many of these people are religious. So many of these conspiracy nut jobs, so many more of them are religious compared to the atheist, people, whatever.
I do know
So,
some atheist conspiracy theorist guys.
Yeah, well,
like my friend Dan would be one of them.
Yeah, and of course, what's his name? Sargon of Akkad is one of them too. But the thing is, compared to the atheist conspiracy theorists, compared to religious conspiracy theorists, it's not the same. You know, there's way more religious conspiracy theorists than there are, atheist conspiracy theorists. And a lot of religion seems to be grounded, or certain parts of religion seem to be grounded in that element of conspiracy, especially with the Jewish prophecies and stuff like that, where they're saying that the Messiah is going to come back and they're going to, I was just say overthrow the existing state or government or whatever it is, to install the Jewish, I'm talking about, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where they're going to reinstate the Jewish temple and the Jewish whatever sort of stuff.
Yep.
And
same spot as the second temple.
Yeah. That's
which
where
is, I think, that's what Trump tried to do by making Jerusalem the capital of Israel, right? Because now that it's the capital, although a lot of Israelis don't really recognize that, then they can rebuild the temple. But they have a lot to deal with, because right behind that temple is the Dome of the Rock. So they're right there. Yeah, so it's going to be tough.
That whole thing is actually a big issue because the rest of the world doesn't consider it the capital of Israel.
No. It's still the capital on maps, by the way.
Yeah, and the thing is that it's a big
Tel Aviv. I mean, sorry.
Yeah, it's a big it's a big political issue when they're about building the temple, because it's religious related too, because the Muslims have a position that in the Muslim faith, that is where Muhammad rose from whatever to heaven, ascended to heaven, or whatever they call it. But yeah, a lot of this was just whatever. But yeah, a lot of my deconversion was around finding out that I just didn't, this was all conspiracy theories, and it was just nonsense. And just going back and then looking at the book of Revelations, you're like, they're talking about dragons. They're talking about, how should I say,
10 heads and 7 crown fucking beasts and
all the crap like that. And it's just like, this doesn't make sense. And for me, what I consider is the 6 parts of questioning faith kind of definitely starts for me at where the book of Revelations is. But it went by so quickly. It was like that, So it was like the next day, or 3 days later, I was like, I can't believe in this shit anymore. Because
the Revelations definitely reads like mythology for sure.
Yeah, and the thing is that if you start, I see like people like Bionic Dance, or I see Godless Cranium saying that they've read the Bible and they've read this, and they say, if you're saying that the Bible made you deconvert in the book of Exodus, or in the book of, whatever, before you even got to the New Testament, shit all knows what would happen if you got to the book of Revelations. You you would definitely deconvert like that.
Oh, fuck. The Old Testament is all it takes, man.
Yeah. Well, the book of Revelations, there's so much nonsense in there. It's like, how much nonsense can you pack into just a few, pages of a, book? You know what I mean? So that's how ridiculous that book is. But it's so grounded. It's based in, it's definitely based in what the whole religion's based on, the whole idea of Christ coming back and rising from the dead is based on this whole thing, So, I mean, but it's all conspiracies.
I don't know about conspiracies. It's definitely just bullshit, if you ask me.
Yeah. But
I think people can use that information to come up with conspiracies, but
yeah. But I found that the Book of Revelations was really, really conspiratorial in the way that it was written, and how things were, whatever. And the thing, it was just like reading Notre Dame or something like that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, Nostradamus. Fuck, you know what? That's a whole other topic, man.
Yeah, but you know what I mean,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it was just that whole, if one section of the Bible can make you deconvert real quickly, that book can make you deconvert really fast. Really fast. Just that one book.
Well, I was already deconverted before.
Before you got to
before I even read the New Testament, I was well into the Old Testament and all that shit, and the Pentateuch and the Kabbalistic books and stuff like that, and all that shit. I was just like, this shit, just fuck this. It was just like, no.
Well, now that I think about it too, because a lot of my story also revolves around how I was LGBT too, because I knew I was LGBT.
I was going to get into
that. I was 13, and the thing was that now it's like, because for most of my life I just denied, I just didn't accept it, whatever, just. I was looking at gay porn, in the meantime, but of course I didn't accept it in front of the people I knew. It's just whatever. And then of course, I would go in and, to confession and, lie in confession and say that, I watched pornography, but it was really gay porn and not,
Oh, you didn't even tell, like, how the hell... I guess you never really came out to the people in the church about
no
being gay and stuff like that.
No. And then the thing was, because I was still in kind of denial about it for a long time.
Because you were still a believer at the time.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then
did they convince you that this was like your choice, or
no?
Okay,
I didn't even talk about it at all.
Okay.
Because down in the South, the people that I knew, you just didn't say anything about it. Okay. Because if you said something about it, they disowned you and they treated you like shit.
Which is horrifying, but
yeah, they treated you like crap, and it was something you just didn't do. And right. But there was something I did know. I did remember from looking back on it that now I don't think the priest that I remember for a long time, that my family knows for a long time, ever actually believes in Christianity.
Really?
I don't.
What made you think that?
Well, the thing was that when I was how should I say, going through all that stuff, you know what I'm saying, the mental breakdown stuff and whatever, I was asking to be to go through an exorcism sort of stuff because it was that bad. And
you figured? Did you honestly think you were like possessed or something?
Yeah, some shit like that. It was crazy.
Wow.
And I went in front of him and said, "Look, I wanted an exorcism or whatever." He said, "No, shit, you need to see a You need to see a doctor." And then
I like him already.
I'm like, now thinking about it, like, wow, I don't think you actually believe this crap. You know what I mean? And it's just, and it brings into the idea that, nowadays you see people like what is it, Matt Delahunty, who spent years in the Christian, faith and then came out, because, who was a pastor and then came out and then said, look, I didn't believe in it, even when I was in it. There's you have pastors that say, I didn't believe in it when I was in it.
Yeah, that's actually quite common, apparently.
And then you realize, holy shit, goddamn, there's priests in the fucking Catholic Church that don't believe in, the Catholic, doctrine.
Yeah. In many different types of churches, not just Catholicism.
Nah. It's that way through a lot of stuff. And it's like, it's like, shit, I mean, how would it be if one day every single priest just stepped on the pulpit and said, look, guys, I don't believe in God?
There would be a fucking meltdown in a lot of communities, let's put it that way.
Like, I mean,
I do know that there was a place here, I can't remember exactly where it was, but there was a pastor, I think, or a priest or something that did admit that to his congregation and literally quit on the spot, and someone else had to take over for him. Which is, yeah.
Jeez. That's crazy. Yeah. But today was a good day for me, though, because today I got a new camera. So today,
that's a GoPro, isn't it?
Yeah, I got a new camera. Well, it's not a GoPro; it's a different whatever. But yeah,
similar idea. Yeah.
Yeah.
Is that what you're using right now, or?
Huh?
Is that what you're using right now?
No, I'm not. It's still in the box, so I'm not using it at this point in time. But I'm planning on using it. I have to get some. I want to get a ring light or whatever.
Yes, I have one on my wish list, actually.
Yeah. They're expensive, but I found one that's cheap that I want. So I want to get.
Yeah, they're not expensive. They're like $20-$30 at best.
Yeah, well, I need one that can stand at least 4 or 5. That can stand at least 5 feet. So
sure, yeah. Some of them come with those stands too.
Yeah, so I need one that can stand a pretty good amount of whatever.
Well, you're pretty well lit up right now because half of your head's like white out. So
I'm actually using a desk lamp for this.
I had one too, but it died.
Yeah,
that's why I'm a little darker than I have
desk lamp. But yeah, I'm doing a lot of because I haven't really left a lot of left-wing politics behind, so I'm still very much a left-winger. Like I consider myself a democratic socialist right now.
Yep.
And I'm a member actually of the DSA, and that's my real name if you not mistaken, Jonathan.
Whoa!
But
he just doxed himself, people.
Yeah. But yeah,
I had no idea.
But yeah,
now I do.
Yeah, now you know my real name. It's Jonathan. But the thing is that I'm a member of the DSA, and that's kind of another situation too, because becoming a democratic socialist was a very big switch too, and moving from conservative to left wing it's no big, it's no easy deal,
Yeah.
And I mean, you can definitely see I'm definitely voting Democrat. So, but the deal is that it's not easy to move from somebody because in 2012 I voted Mitt Romney, and I was very much hardline, on the Republican sort of side of stuff. And even though I voted for Obama in 2008, I was on the hardline sort of, whatever it was. And for me to go to Democratic Socialist, that was crazy. But yeah, I've had some big changes a lot over the years.
Are you seeing the chat at all?
Kind of.
Read Undead Meowth's last tweet. Last comment.
Let me see.
It says, "Hey, Jonathan, let me take a Pikachu," if you know what I'm saying.
Thank you. But yeah. But one other thing, though, too, just to note, to start about my deconversion.
Quit playing with your chest hair.
Yeah. This is actually a symbol for my deconversion, and I've been wearing it for a long time.
Can't really make that out. Is that the clover leafy looking thing, or
no, the atheist?
Oh, yeah, with the science symbol.
Yeah. And
Very
I've been
cool.
wearing this for a long time, but my family always ask me
what it is.
They always ask me, what is this? What is this? What is this? Whatever. And I have to run the whole notion of, it's just a whatever, because they don't know. Some of them don't know I'm an atheist. So my grandpa don't know my grandpa knows I'm an atheist, but my grandma doesn't. And for good reason.
I'm sure he's got to have told her by now, no?
No. And
do they know about your...
made sure that that she doesn't, or tried to make sure that she doesn't know, because she's one of those types that would give some very big problems for me if she found out, and it would cause some stressors with me mentally if she found out that I was an atheist, because she's one of those people who discriminates against atheists, and to some extent. So so for her to find out, it would be not good. Do you know what I mean?
Well, does she know that you're gay?
Yes, and I don't think she likes it.
Well, if she's Bible thumping, there's a good chance that she definitely won't.
Yeah, that happened because I told somebody. I came out to somebody who I shouldn't have. Okay. And
it sucks that people have to hide who they are, man. Especially with the people that claim to love them.
Well, what's even worse is that I'm still dependent upon my grandma for things.
Okay.
Because I don't have my driver's license and other sort of stuff, so I'm still dependent upon her for...
Get your fucking license, Pikachu.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I know.
I will drive my ass down there and teach you how to fucking drive standard, so you're good for everything.
Yeah. But yeah, that's something we've been trying to fight for a while, and I have some other sort of stuff that we have to deal with before we can go on to driver's ed stuff, which is
no worries.
It's I have
you do you in your own time.
I had something called tardive dyskinesia, and right now that affects movement sort of stuff. Okay. So we have to go speak with the neurologist before we can even discuss.
Oh, you may be actually forbidden to drive because of that.
Yeah. So we have to discuss whether we can.
You need a chauffeur.
Yeah. So
Pikachu needs a limo and a chauffeur, guys. Can we make this happen, or what are we doing?
But I don't think it's going to affect very much, because I'm able to be in that stance. So I don't think it should affect very much of anything. Okay. It affects my posture, but it doesn't really affect very much. About,
your basic motor skills are pretty much untouched by it, or
they're not. There's not very much of that that's been touched to it. Well, motor skills have been touched, but the thing is that I'm able to handle a steering wheel very fine. And hasn't affected whether I can
That
handle a
would
steering
suck
wheel
if
or
it
not.
kicked in and you were like in mid rubbing one out or something.
Well, what happens
Accidentally
is,
yank off your willy.
yeah,
Oops.
the way dyskinesia works is that it comes because of too much or because of certain types of medication,
Oh,
and it comes because you're taking medication due to schizoaffective, etc., or
okay.
because of schizophrenia, or because of whatever sort of mental sort
Yeah.
of stuff. I
Yeah,
think
yeah.
you know what I'm talking about.
I do.
So, because you're a chemist, so
Well, not only that, my mother is manic depressive and bipolar. So
Mhm.
I've dealt
Yeah,
with mental health issues almost my entire life because of stuff like that.
yeah,
Right. So
yeah. So it's been
I'm very sympathetic to that
mental
sort of thing.
health has been kind of a ride for me.
Yeah, I bet. As long as you know, though, that there are many people in the community that love you. You know
Yeah,
that, right? And
yeah,
we're always here for you.
yeah,
If you ever want to just talk about something.
yeah. I still have to deal with my family related sort of stuff, and it's
Sure.
always a pain in the butt because they, you know, that's probably the biggest issue is that how open are they to knowing that your grandson's an atheist or that your grandson is gay or that this is whatever.
Yeah.
And it's always a tough thing for me because if I actually start going out and dating, holy shit, would the world change on the dime? You know what I mean?
If you started dating?
Yeah, they would probably not be happy about it. So, and things would just
Yeah, but
completely, yeah,
yeah, I get it, man. And I think it really fucking sucks. But I
it
think
does.
this sort of thing is denying you of some happiness,
It is.
right?
And the thing is that my family is very controlling. And it's tough because you have parents, grandparents that are very controlling and they're very religious and very conservative and very this, very that.
Mhm.
And it's like, you can't get out and do certain things and then everybody else doesn't understand it. So that's the tough part.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah. So
Buddy, I wish I could reach through there and give you a big hug right now, man.
it's all right. I'm dealing with it. So
Yeah,
So-
I get that, but you shouldn't have to, man. People shouldn't be so judgmental about shit like this, in my opinion.
well, yeah.
And it's that book that does it to them.
Well, it's not just that. I think if my grandma was on YouTube with the kind of big stuff that she has, I would be very, very afraid because the thing is that right now they have what's called the alt-right playbook, and not the alt-right playbook, but they have the funnel or whatever it is that or YouTube radicalization, and this whole issue of where the internet can radicalize you as well. And if you have conservative beliefs and religious beliefs, it's very easy to be radicalized on the internet.
Oh, sure it is.
Very easy.
Yep, especially when you're looking up stuff and you click on the things that
Yes.
already feed your what do you call it?
Yeah. And
your personal biases.
and when we look at, excuse me for doing with this, but and when we look at what the way YouTube works with the algorithm and stuff like this.
Well, that reminds me, actually, hit that like button, people, because it does help in the algorithms.
Yeah. The thing is that
I do.
The thing is that it will link you from one video to another video to another video, and it will network you in with a whole bunch of other videos that could network you into, say, somebody like Sargon of Akkad or somebody like Richard Spencer, or could network you in with somebody much worse than that, like Alex Jones or somebody.
Yeah, Alex Jones
isn't on the
apparently
platform anymore.
Hasn't
but
Jones been
everybody
banned from the internet
bad.
completely now?
Yeah.
That's what I saw.
He's been banned from
Like
Twitter,
platforms like YouTube
Facebook,
and yeah.
Twitter, Facebook, YouTube, and I think some other platforms as well. But he still has his own website. But the thing is that it can funnel you to other people that are just as bad as Alex Jones or worse. And there are tons, and I mean tons, of these
whack jobs
channels that are that are just made by whack jobs that are like Alex Jones, that go on about, FEMA camps and this and that, blah 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 blah, whole fucking
it's utterly ridiculous.
yards.
Yeah, I'm not
to religion. And
I'm not an advocate for violence, but Alex Jones is one of those guys that I would accidentally give a Gordie Howe fucking elbow to.
Well, I mean, if you looked up FEMA camps on YouTube, you would just see a whole shit ton of nothing but that crap. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Because it's plastered there, and the thing is that there's a whole list of these really shitty, no good channels that are all on there. I think Mark Dice is another one of those channels, and one of those channels who was bringing in a lot of these conservative Christians like that was the Vigilant Christian, and he believed in a whole bunch of these bullshit sort of stuff like that.
Of course, he already believes in bullshit, so why not more?
Yeah, but his channel brings a lot of Christians into crap like that, So it brings them into, these really, really, retarded ass, excuse me for saying it, but really, really bad, sort of conspiracy sort of things that are even more further down the line than the Book of Revelations. You know what I'm saying? And just additions like they try to link they were trying to link what is it, remote how should I say, these devices that can remote open up vehicles and stuff like that. They were trying to link that to the mark of the beast as put in Revelations back when I was in the mental ward. And they were trying to link, other kind of stuff to, that as well. And it's just like, it's crazy, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah.
And it's very, very easy for a religious person who's in that position, especially where my grandma was and where I was, to fall down that hole. It's too easy,
Well, when you've already got these ideas in your head, then sure. Oh, yeah. I mean, it's very easy to be convinced about something that somebody explains that seems reasonable to you when you're already your mindset is already biased to nonsensical garbage anyways. Then it's very easy to loop you into something like that.
Yeah. Especially if you believe that, dragons are going to be on the earth and all this and that sort of crap,
There's only one dragon, people. It's called the Komodo dragon, and it's just a lizard.
Oh no, we know who it is. We know who it is. We know who it is, and he's been in a few of your chats before. I think you know who I'm talking about.
Who, Inane Dragon?
Yep.
What about him?
I think he's the only dragon that's real life.
yeah, but he's a good dragon. He's one of the good ones.
Yeah,
he's become a pretty good friend of mine. So
yeah, he's a good guy.
And he says he's going back to YouTube, but he also says he highly doubts that'll actually happen. Yeah. So
what do I'm thinking, like, because like I know right now they have this thing on PredTube where they had this thing where they were trying to protest. They were trying to protest YouTube for the new terms of service or whatever, because everybody was believing that it was going to delete. It was going to delete. Was it certain content creators and stuff like that? Like it was going to delete content creators that debunk, other sort of
no.
like
YouTube's not deleting any fucking buddy. All right, even the small channels make them a little bit of money. They're not going to delete. That's like saying, here, take part of my wallet with all this money in it, and it's ridiculous.
Well, there are some channels that I can see YouTube getting questionable about.
Well,
especially like Sargon of Akkad
or Onision,
like that, and Onision, or who we know is just having that bullshit
fucking
stuff.
That guy's a nut bar.
Yeah. Or
who the fuck gets famous dressed up as a banana? Like, what has YouTube come to? That some jackass in 2009 makes a video dressed up as a fucking banana, screaming into the camera, "I'm a banana!" Like, who gives a shit, buddy? Go see a psychiatrist.
The thing was, at the time that was popular. I think on YouTube,
people doing stupid shit.
And he still thinks that it's popular now, but some of the shit that he's done.
Oh, it's unbelievably fucking harsh.
Fucking crazy. And the thing is, people were complaining to Susan Wojcicki, the CEO of YouTube, like, why hasn't she banned this guy permanently? Like, why hasn't, like, almost gotten to the point of what we were getting to with the NIFB? Like, why didn't they just ban the IP address of this guy so that way he can't go on YouTube, period?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but the NIFB, actually anyone can find a way around that, right? They just need to do a different IP address, really.
Well, the thing is that if you ban the IP, then the way they have to do is they have to either set up another IP address or they have to go with the VPN to get through to YouTube. But the thing is that if YouTube's banning the IP, they can't use any computers or anything in that service area that has that IP address to access the platform.
But like you said, VPNs can fix that.
Yeah.
Right? I use a VPN. I use a VPN when I'm surfing sometimes. Depends on what I'm doing, but yeah.
Yeah. I use a VPN almost all the time nowadays because I just don't trust Donald Trump's
Oh, well, I'm not too concerned about that.
Well, yeah, you don't have to worry about all that shit. Yeah. You don't have to worry about that. You live north of us.
The only time I use a VPN is if I'm downloading something.
Yeah. Well, it makes sense because, like, if you're doing videos on, like, say for instance, if you're doing videos on the alt-right, as they call it, or if you're doing videos on, say, somebody like Sargon of Akkad or something like that, you want to use a VPN if you get really popular because they can dox your account, they can hack your stuff, they can come, they can really come after you. And the thing is that you want to do the best you can to hide anything you have because that will prevent them from being able to get after your things. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And that's good for anything you do on the internet, like basically, because anytime you upload something on the internet, people can hack into your shit and they can steal it, They can steal your address, they can steal where you're living at, your name, your this, your that. I mean, well, I posted my name on here, but they can get anything about you that's out there just from, getting your just from getting to your IP address and getting into your computer and your other shit,
Yeah. Well, I've got antivirus software and anti-malicious software running on this thing, so people aren't going to be able to really hack in here. They got to be really pro to do that. So I'm not too worried about that.
I pay $80 every 2 years, bi-yearly $80 for CyberGhost. And
you use CyberGhost? I hear it's not too bad.
Huh?
I use Hotspot.
Yeah, I use CyberGhost bi-yearly. I got to pay them another $80 next November. So, so yeah, I set up everything like around when my birthday is, because then it makes it easy to pay everything off.
Birthday money.
Yeah.
That's actually pretty smart, I got to tell you.
Yeah. It makes it easier to pay everything off because right now I'm not able to actually have very much of a physical job without, so it's not that I am. I mean, I can, but I think there's certain reasons to why, but of course I've been trying to make YouTube to where it would get to that point. But at this point, it's just most likely building up my audio equipment, getting new equipment for video, and getting new equipment for lighting, and getting new whatever sort of stuff to beef up whatever I'm doing, more than actually focusing on producing this stuff just yet, because I just don't have the money or the capable money to produce it, as fast as I need to at this point in time. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So it's kind of save up as is until I get the money to pay for the equipment to do whatever, then start working on my projects.
Your Patreon, you sent me the link in Twitter. And it doesn't take me to your page.
It doesn't?
No.
What did it do?
It just takes me to like, how do you describe this? It takes me to my page.
Oh, fuck. I'm sorry. Let me actually see if I can fix that. I don't know why I did that.
It says /user, and it's not putting your name there. I
don't know why.
I tried to find your.
Seeing the same thing on mine. I don't know why. Let me go. Let me see if I can fix. I don't know. My internet's real slow.
That's okay. So am I.
Yeah.
Hey, yep.
Yeah.
Oh.
I see what it is. It's stuck on the launch, whatever.
The who? What?
It's stuck on a whatever page, launch page. I made some edits to it, and I just didn't set it up correctly.
Hi, Tao. By the way, guys, the lady that just popped into the chat, Tao DeMille, is my final episode for season 2, which is coming up on Monday before I take the holiday break and jump into season 3 in January. She'll be joining me on Monday at 4 p.m. Pacific.
Let me see if it will load faster. See, I'm doing this. I'm doing your stream on Firefox. I'm doing your stream on Firefox, and I'm trying to get my stuff on Google Chrome. Okay, so it took me to my page, but let's see.
I'll copy the link that there's there for your page there.
It just says patreon.com/user alerts right now.
Oh, that means you got to go to your actual homepage.
Yeah, I know.
Okay. Are you on Discord?
That's what I'm trying to do. Huh?
Are you
on Discord? No.
Yeah.
I have a Discord thing, but it's on my other MacBook that's broken or whatever.
Right.
Let me
yes, Meow. Yes, Jen, there will be an after party. Yes.
Shit, this computer is
I wonder if Pikachu is going to bug me to be in his own after party.
Yeah, everything's working like really, really fucking slow.
That's okay, man. Take your time.
Yeah.
We still have 10 minutes left.
Okay.
10 minutes of everyone watching you look for a link.
Sorry about that.
Right. Well, while you're trying this stuff out, do you think that you will ever be able to come out to like your grandpa or your grandma and stuff like that? Or do you think that you'll probably let her believe that you're still a believer until she's gone?
I've always had set, like, I just want to get to the day where I move out and I move out of the house or move out of the city or just move away, and then she's no longer in my hair, and then I can come out to her.
Okay.
But then the thing is that I don't think I could really come out to her unless either she passes away or I.
No, if she passes away, you're not coming out to her.
Or I move away from the city, or move out of the house, or whatever. Completely.
How do you think that'll happen anytime soon, or?
I don't know. I don't know if it's going to happen anytime soon or not.
I mean, living at home, you've got it pretty good, right? So
yeah.
Let's not rush. I mean, you're saving money. You're all kinds of shit, right? By doing that.
I mean, I'm okay, but I mean, things could be better.
Right. Yeah, of course. Oh, fuck, dude. Things can always be better.
Yeah. It keeps sending me back to the same page. Fuck, I'll have to deal with this.
Yeah, because I can't add that unless you give me an address that actually works.
Giving me it's.
What about your YouTube channel? Because I tried looking it up and it didn't come up.
I could send it to you.
Yeah, do that via Twitter, and I'll add it to the description box below. Mm-hmm. The only link I have for you is your Twitter below, right? Yeah. So I didn't even know you had a Patreon, to be honest.
Yeah, I do. Actually, I have 2 of them right now because I couldn't delete the other one. So, I couldn't delete the other. I couldn't delete the other Patreon when I tried to link. I tried to link it to my PayPal, and I couldn't get the proper whatever. I couldn't get it linked correctly, so it just did whatever.
Okay. Hey, Tony.
And I'm trying to see why it's not. I don't know. We're just not going to worry about it. I'll have to link PayPal another Patreon another day.
You apparently posted the link.
Huh? Yeah, I think that should be the link in the message.
That's my Patreon, not yours.
No. It's see, it says Pikachu the Gay Atheist below the Patreon user on Twitter.
Well, okay, hang on. Let me see something. I don't see your Patreon posted anywhere here.
No, it's not showing my Patreon right now.
Is it on your Twitter? It should be. Mind you, mine's not, so I wanted to talk.
I don't know. I don't think so.
Well, we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out another time.
And I'll add them to this, no problem.
Yeah, I just can't figure out why it's not sending me directly to the homepage when I click on my name on the thing.
Weird.
Oh, my dog's coming in. Hey, Tua. Yeah, this is my dog. Hey, Tua, come here. Here, boy. This is my dog right here. Good boy.
Aww.
Yeah. See, every time I click on my name, it just reloads. It just reloads the Patreon page to user. It doesn't load it doesn't load. You know.
Holy shit! I'm actually just subscribed to you, and I can't believe it wouldn't come up. That's fucking ridiculous. All right. Well, I've got it now. So, yeah, that's kind of weird how that happened.
Yeah.
Just bizarre. I don't know how the fuck that happened. Oop, there we go. All right. While we're sitting here chatting, I can actually add that to the description box below. So
Let me see something here. I'm trying to. I don't know. Understand why I can't figure out. I just can't figure out why I can't get the link to my regular Patreon. Oh well. They just won't worry about it.
That's okay. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah.
But yeah, we're closing in on the hour, dude. Is there anything you want to put out before we jump into the after party? So,
not very much, I guess. I mean, I don't think I have very much more to say.
Okay. All right. Your YouTube channel has been added. So,
okay.
There you go. I did that while we were doing this because, technology's got awesome. So we can do that sort of shit.
Yeah.
Yes, Tony, I do have his, and if you look again now, you should be able to see his YouTube channel there. Now, you should have a link to your Patreon on your YouTube channel, no?
I think it's the old Patreon. It's not the new one.
Oh, okay. So you have to get in there and fix that.
Yeah.
And figure out how you're getting this weird link because it's not taking me to your Patreon page.
It's called Patreon /user.
Mine doesn't do that. Mine's Patreon /604 Atheist.
Yeah, it's taking me to Patreon user, not whatever. And then when I click on my name, that's where it's sending me to. And then it says become a Patreon, etc., etc.
What is this shit?
I don't know if it's I don't know if it's
fucking knock is muting me. I get it though. I'm annoying.
I don't know what it is. I mean, I don't know what this whatever, but every single time I click on my name, it's supposed to be sending me to my homepage, but it's sending me to Patreon user and then telling me to the same things that a regular person would see on the page. Like it's saying like, donate and all this sort of stuff. So like it would say on a normal Patreon page.
Yeah. Uh-oh.
So
is this a threat? or what?
So it's saying Pikachu the gay atheist, and it's saying become a Patreon.
Yeah.
But it's not, but the top link is patreon.com/user whatever, blah, 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 blah. So it's not linking me to my Patreon, to, whatever. It's not linking me to Pikachu, whatever. So
your page.
Yeah.
Right. Well, you'll have to figure out what that link is, and then I will add it. Because I've been adding people's Patreons to the description boxes.
Do this.
Okay, so we got here. Is this it?
Yeah, it just sent me right back to the same thing when I added Pikachu the gay atheist to the top of it. That's all it did.
Oh, Naka, everybody needs a Christian punching bag. I don't know what you're doing tonight, Knock. If you want to join the after party, you can. And Meowth, I'll send you a fucking link. Quit your whining. He says it's because you're Pikachu and he's Meowth. There's going to be some Pokemon battle shit going on.
Oh. Yeah. Yeah,
I think I might have to smoke a joint for that. Fuck.
I think Pikachu always beats me off, though.
Beats you off?
No, always beats me off.
Oh, yes. This is from what I remember from the cartoons, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, he sends
Pikachu
him
always roasted me off.
Clouds of smoke over Meowth's head. and Meowth is sitting there literally saying, God damn it!
Like, they always try to capture Pikachu, and then Pikachu would always get away or some shit.
Oh, I've caught a whole bunch of Pikachus.
No.
My favorite
would always try to capture Ash's Pikachu, and he would always get away from him and shit.
Meowth's upset. Looks like someone about to blast off again, he says. This is going to be so much fun. Well, let's wrap this up and get into that after party so we can have a Pokemon battle here. Anyways, Pikachu, you've been a friend of mine for over a year now, dude.
Yeah.
And of course, we've been trying to get you to do this on this channel for almost the same amount of fucking time. So I'm just glad that we finally were able to make this happen. And it's been a lot of fun chatting with you.
I think I might have found the link.
Oh, all right. Progress.
No, I didn't. It's send me a 404 stuff.
Error.
Yeah, error.
This guy doesn't exist. All right. Well,
yeah. I'll figure it out later.
I'll get it in there. I'll get it in there as soon as you get me the proper link.
Yeah.
Retract that. Voila. Tell you. Oops. Oh, well. Anyway, thanks, dude, for joining me today. It's been a lot of fun.
Okay.
That's not the response I was expecting, but okay.
That's good.
Yeah, it's been good.
It's been good to be with you too, Neil.
Well, thanks, dude. I mean, we've been working on getting this done for some time, and it finally happened, and I'm happy.
Yeah. I mean, either I was hospitalized for some shit.
That's right. That's right.
Crap happened. So.
Yeah. It was always something. Something.
Yeah.
It's almost as if Jesus didn't want you to do this.
But Jesus, I don't know.
Guess what, though? We beat him. Guess it happened.
Yeah. I don't know if Jesus exists, though.
Well, he doesn't now, but, I'm not one to say that he was a complete myth, because there may have been 1, 2, or 3 different people that they made into this figure, like a bunch of fucking wacko rabbis back in the day. You never know.
Well, it's like the whatever it is that scene from Monty Python's Life of Brian, where they have the fucking the rabbis or whatever, the weirdos standing on top of the thing, preaching about the end of the world and so forth.
Yeah. That's a classic movie.
Yeah.
That's okay, Tao. As long as you don't show up late for your show on Monday, I'm good.
Yeah.
Anyway, let's get into the after party. So once again, thanks, my brother, for doing this with me. And thank you to everyone that joined us for this show. I hope you guys had a good time. I sure did. And we're going to get into an after party. If you are interested in jumping in, and I already know a couple people that are, then shoot me a message on Twitter. If you're not on Twitter, you can try me on Facebook. I don't really use Facebook anymore. I don't know about you, but I really don't much anymore. But
I don't.
And remember, guys, all the links are below for all my Patreon, my what do you call it, PayPal, and my Amazon wish list. Wait, what the hell is this? Catholic traditionalist. I don't know who that is. They just showed up out of the blue. So you reject God so you can continue living in... I'm not a homosexual, so I don't know what that even means.
Oh.
I'm a hetero.
He's talking about... Wait. You're talking about me, but you're posting Neil's name in there?
Yeah, I don't know.
Are you fucking crazy, dude? Because I was
He's
the
confused.
ex-Catholic. I'm the ex-Catholic, you fucking idiot.
Well, no. Hey,
And
whoa.
I'm the
What's
kid
this?
person.
Dude,
No,
no
I'm
ad
talking
homs,
about
okay?
him. Traditionalist Catholic,
No ad
whatever the
homs.
fuck his name is.
There's no need to call the guy
Catholic
names. All right.
traditionalist.
I don't
Whatever.
know if it's a guy,
Yeah.
to be honest.
I'm sorry.
Hello, Christy. Currently living in homosexual sin. Yeah. Yes, that's right. Christy is a lesbian. Yes.
Yeah.
And proud of it. Just like my friend Pikachu here is gay and proud of it and should be because it's who they fucking are. And if you believe in a deity that wants to deny people who they are, that he created, remember,
Yeah.
and it's not a fucking choice. You're born that way. It's not a fucking choice. So don't give me that bullshit. Do I want to debate? Dude, I don't debate. Okay? I don't debate. You know why? Because there is no debate. All right? You believe in made up nonsense, and that's your choice to do so. I do not. I used to, but then I got smart and decided to leave that shit behind. Anyways, let's get into the after party. You can come and haunt us in the after party, Catholic traditionalist, if you really want to.
Yeah.
But I warn you, you're probably going to get stomped verbally, not physically, because I don't advocate for violence. Unlike your deity, I don't advocate for violence. Anyways. All right, so we are going to jump into the after party. It'll probably be within about 10 minutes or so, because you know me, I like to go out and have, Raging Atheist will take you on. None of your atheists can refute you in a debate. Have you heard of Matt Dillahunty? Because I bet you he could.
Yeah, he does that like on a daily, on a weekly basis sometimes, or used to do it on a weekly basis. I meant to say. He used to refute Christians like
a BBA. As an ex-Catholic, I enjoy this. I'll enjoy this.
He used to, Matt Dillahunty used to refute Christians like every single week.
God hates figs. That's right. Well, it's actually Jesus that hated figs. He was upset and killed a fig tree because it wouldn't produce fruit. Like, how fucking ridiculous is that? It's like, wait till it's in season, jackass. Do not call that number. Bless your heart. I love Angie. She's awesome. Anyways, guys, let's get into the after party. Thanks everyone again for hanging out with us. No, Matt Slick and Jay Dyer did not destroy Matt Dillahunty. Matt laughs every time he sees that printed, by the way. And I know Matt personally. I've been at his house and hung out with him quite a bit. He did not. All right. And Red, my friend Red, also an ex-Catholic. Ex-Catholic, like you should be, Mr. Traditionalist. Or Mrs. I don't know. But anyways, guys, we're going to do it. So I will see you guys in a few minutes. Like I said before, if you guys want to jump into this, you're more than welcome to. Just send me a message, letting me know. And I'll send you a link and you can jump us. A message on Twitter about 3 days ago. My new Twitter got banned. Oh, that's Undead that just pointed that. Okay. It's okay. He's messaged me on Facebook, so I'll just send him the link there. Anyways, let's get into it. And like the late, great Christopher Hitchens said, remember, it's called faith because it's not knowledge. And we'll see you guys next time.